Mark, on Tuesday, Sido, in his own way, said we've got to make the impossible possible in the last few matches, and he actually said 5 wins out of 9 minimum. Is that a fair assumption? Is that a fair take on things?
I'll tell you in 9 games. I like the way he's talking. I like the fact that he's been positive. And it's there for us to go and do, but someone could come out the pack and make a charge. Got to try and make it us. Just one game at a time, but I do like what Sido's. I like his train of thought.
Is that a train of thought that you would normally go with Sido?
I don't know, not necessarily, but listen, I want my boys to be positive. If I'm setting them up to try and get 8th place, if we want to go for 7th, then even better. We've just got to take care of each game as it comes. We obviously need to win. It's a strange league. It's been a strange league all season. You don't know what's it's going to take to keep teams safe. You don't know what it's going to take to get in the playoffs. We just have to try and, like I said before, try and win as many games. I think we're in a decent run of form. The effort, the commitment, the work rate is all there to see. We've just got to convert some draws into wins.
People would say you've had a pretty decent season away from home, and yet actually there are 9 sides who've had a better season than you. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory sense.
I think it's because our home form's not been the best.
So why do sides do better away from home in this division generally?
It's a strange one. It's a strange one. I just think there's a toss of a coin, and it's who's the best team on the day throughout the whole of this season, whether it's home or away. Even look at the games Chesterfield have been beaten in, bar 10 minutes against us and then beating Oxford 3 last week. They've not been in the greatest run of form. And at the moment, Rochdale are showing the most consistency in the season, and a top of the league.
Best side at home too.
Scunthorpe have only lost 4 games all season, yet they're not winning the league. So you tell me it's a baffling one, but one we're in, one we've got to make sense of, and just win games. Just go to Wimbledon tomorrow, be positive, be hard working, and with a little bit of luck, get the win that you need to get your 3 points.
Neil Ardley, obviously, like you, is an ex-player. Do you think that connectivity with the club has helped him settle into the job and actually, over the last 18 months, keep them pretty solidly in mid-table?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah, Neil knows the time of day, and they've got a decent squad. They've got a decent squad that's pretty much all fit, as pretty much if we. So it should be a decent game. They've played various formations of late, so I don't think we can be second guessing them. I think we've just got to concentrate on ourselves, make sure that we do what we've been doing of late, just try and improve on it all the time.
Noisy atmosphere at Kings Meadow, isn't it, normally, because they get crowds close to capacity most of the time?
Yeah, tight little stadium. Get a little bit stick behind your dugouts. It's a nice place to go. The pitch isn't too bad either, apparently. So, like I said, we've had a couple of decent games down there. I imagine it's going to be tight. I imagine it's going to be played at a decent tempo, but also with a bit of a lot of fairness. There's both sides are some good footballers, and hopefully we come out on top.
Shows in a sense how football changes. That I think of the side that you took there last year, 2/3 of the players aren't at the club anymore. I think there are only 6 left.
Okay, yeah, it's just the way football evolves, the way teams evolve, the way you try and improve things, change things, whatever needs to be done. That's just the way it is. How
much of an eye have you got on next season at the moment? I mean, are you 90% on this season and 10% looking forward?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's always stuff that goes on between. We're trying to work out pre-season what we're doing and stuff like that. But the main focus at the moment has to be on winning against Wimbledon, and then taking Scunthorpe into account, and then Hartlepool away next week. That has to be where we are exactly, 100%. But that said, there's always stuff going on behind the scenes. No matter what, bit of planning, bit of forward thinking that we're trying to get ahead of the game, try and just get a little percentage ahead of our opponents.
To that end, the club haven't said that you've announced that you've signed your contract yet, have you?
Don't ask. Listen, we're still waiting. We'll see. I don't see why it hasn't happened, but it's just we're waiting on one clause coming back, and we're still waiting on it. So
Right.
I'm sure it will get resolved in the next few days.
Injury-wise, you said hinted earlier on that you're pretty much all right.
Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we've just had Saturday, Tuesday for a couple of weeks, and they take its toll. So we just need to get the right personnel out there. We need to have a look at one or two. One or two looked a little bit leggy in the first half on Tuesday night. So I'll have a look at them today, and so might freshen up with one or two, but I don't see that weakness or changing too much about us.
I started with a word about Sido. What have you tried to get out of him by playing him at left back for the last half dozen games?
Concentration and just getting back to defending properly, and I think he's been excellent. I was on this pro licence that I'm on. I was with Mike Marsh at Liverpool the other night. We were talking in the bar after the classes, and we were talking about. I asked him why he played Flanagan at left back, the young lad, and because I'd seen him play right back a number of times for the reserves and even for the first team, and he just said the manager thinks he's just a little bit more composed with the ball, because he doesn't have the option of just getting it and shelling it down the line, which obviously Brendan doesn't want, and to a certain extent we don't either. But it just makes him a little bit more composed, and I want that with Sido. I felt at right back he was making the odd mistake. I felt my left back position, particularly at home, wasn't something I was completely comfortable with. I know Sido's a good footballer. You put two and two together and come up with. I know he's not left footed, but he can use it. The way he plays, he gets it onto his right foot most of the time anyway. I think it certainly helped his concentration levels. I just want to see a little bit more drive when he gets in those forward areas, because a couple of years ago, last year, he was a real attacking force for us. I don't think we've seen quite so much of that this season. I think his defending's getting a lot better. Has got a lot better over the last month or so.
And just lastly about loans, I think it's next Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Are you thinking that you mightn't do anything?
I don't want to waste the club's money, but I do think that we will be looking to do something before Thursday. I just don't know what or who right at this moment in time. I've got a few names, but I'm not actively chasing anything right now. But like I said, we'll see where we go tomorrow. We'll see how we go Tuesday. See what we need, if we need anything. But I'd like to bring one in, just to keep everyone on the toes, just to freshen the squad up. But no, say results and the form of the players in the next two games will probably dictate that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there was a time earlier in the season where you were letting a lot of goals and you had to tighten it up.
Yeah.
And you did that. But now, do you think, because you need wins rather than draws now, really, don't you? If you're going to get up there, you've got to be a bit more adventurous now, do you think?
I'd like to score more goals, John, if that's what you're saying. But I think if every time that we've kept a clean sheet, we've nearly, we've won probably 75-80% of the games that we've kept a clean sheet in. So that tells me something. We've got to keep more clean sheets. We don't set up to be defensive. I just don't think we're as fluid as we would like to be this year. We're not creating, 20 chances a game. But that said, I think we missed some chances in all. I think we've missed loads of chances in the last 8 weeks in the games. I can't remember too many games where we've not created a couple of decent opportunities. We've just got be a bit more ruthless when they come along and expect the ball to hit the back of the net, make the ball hit the back of the net, and just be a little bit more positive in everything that we do.
Yeah. What do you think would be par now in terms of final position from here?
Well, Sido wants to finish 7th. I'm setting the target of 8th. Yeah, I think 8th is realistic. I think 7th is. It's going to be a big ask, but we can demand more of each other and ask more of each other, and then 7th becomes a possibility. But only if we, look after the next few games.
Yeah, as Byron's back. Byron back responded well to the substitute appearances. He's ready to start a game.
It'll certainly help him have a chance of being ready. We'll see how he is today. He has been a bit stiff the last couple of weeks. So like I said, we've managed him, but it's not with the effect that we want to manage him and keep him on the touchline all the time. There becomes a point where he needs to be fit to play, and hopefully it's tomorrow, and we'll see. But he's had a day. We had a day off yesterday. We're back in today for a nice lively session, ready to go down to London tomorrow. And I want as many available as I can, and that could include David. I want him fit and raring to go if I call upon him, and I want Byron to be able to tell me that he's fit and ready to go. And if he does, then it gives us a little bit more options and two good players back in the fold.
Like I said last week, he's quite quiet. Keeps a lot to himself, but I'm sure he'd want to play against them, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would. Yeah, it was good to hear the crowd getting behind him the other night. That was good. He came on and made a difference. He's a big player for us. Probably doesn't realise how big a player he is at times himself. But I will say, hopefully, if we've managed him this week and we have to manage him the next week, we'll keep seeing the best of him. He scored 13 or 14 goals this season, and he's done well for us. So we want him out there.
Yeah, 13 with 9 games left. That's a pretty good return.
Yeah.
For team, you haven't scored a massive amount of goals this season. That's not bad, is it?
No, he's our top scorer, so well done to him for that, and just keep setting himself playing at the standards that he has been all season. Like I said before, I think on Tuesday night that was his 33rd, 34th game, and I don't think he's played that many in a season before. So it's a new experience for him, but one that he's more than capable. You look at the size of him and the frame he's got and the athleticism he's got. It should spur him on, and hopefully more goals and more good performances.
Yeah, it's the Byron that played for Stevenage against Cheltenham is what you like.
And I think we've seen glimpses of that. I think by his own admission, we haven't seen the full extent of that, but sometimes that happens, and we've just got to keep plugging away at him, keep working on him on the training ground at the right time, keep his strength and his condition up, and we'll get the best out of him.
Yeah. Do you think it might be an attacking, either central or wide player that you're looking for if you want to add something?
It might be. It might be. Yeah, it might be sort of someone who's going to, whether it's create or whether it's get into some positions that we can score more goals from. It probably would be an attacking player.
Yeah. Cheers, Mark. Cheers,
Thank
Mickey.
you. Is